Savage. You can't be a hypocrite here, and you're thinking, now, Dave, I'm gonna catch you on this shit. Now, don't do this to me because I don't want to do this. You can't be a hypocrite. We want Darnell Savage, and we've asked for a guy like that back there. Why? Because it gives you the ability for those corners to do things they couldn't otherwise do because they know somebody can cover their butt on the back end. Richard Sherman could play press and jump routes that he wouldn't have been able to do, and he would have got outrun at if he would have had to cover longer and not jump those routes and play press had he not had a guy behind him. If you watch when Sherman didn't have Thomas, he was starting to get lit up in the league, man, because people started running double moves on him. They started running stick and goes where they would start outside, run a little slant, and he was always behind, and he did not have the athletic ability to catch up. But when Earl Thomas was there, he could jam him. It didn't matter if he was wrong, and Thomas would usually come in and break up the play no matter where it was because he had that ability. That's exactly why we wanted a Darnell Savage. He's got that same type of ability. That's what a Nick Collins used to do for this defense too.
So are you saying Charles Woodson isn't that good because Nick Collins was that good, or no?
Charles Woodson was a much different player than either Earl Thomas or. Do you know why Earl Thomas probably won't make the Hall of Fame right away and Charles Woodson is going to be a Hall of Famer? Because Charles Woodson could play linebacker and knock the crap out of people. He could play.
That wasn't my point, though. My point was Richard Sherman actually did still play high when Thomas was out when he was with injury. If you go before his knee and ankle injury, he actually did play high. He still played press coverage. That's one thing I got to disagree with you on. I think Sherman was still solid before his knee and his ankle started giving him, his Achilles gave him problems.
Do you understand? I'm not saying he wasn't solid. There's a difference between solid and elite. Again, Richard Sherman.
He was still an A-grade player to me even when Thomas went out. That's just me. I watched his tape.
Yeah.
And then you got Cam Chancellor. If you're going to go with a B-grade player, that's Brandon Browner. Because Browner got beat on a lot of the speed guys in front of him, even though he had size.
Browner, Maxwell, and those other corners, Lane, those are all C-plus players at best. They weren't even B players. Chancellor was a B player. Sherman was a B player. No, Browner was not a B player because Browner, even when Browner went to the Patriots, all he could do was play the slot, and Browner really, his best ability was being able to jam, and if you beat his jam, well, that's why look, there's certain things, again, this goes back to the GOAT discussion, Dave. It talks about attributes, both physical and mental. And if you don't have certain boxes checked, it doesn't matter what your statistics are or how your play is. You're not going to get past a certain grade with me. You just don't check enough boxes. You can be a really solid player, but it doesn't make you that much better. Stats in play still don't make up for, because then you become a system. Because now if I pull you off and take that away and put you somewhere else, Charles Woodson played in several systems. Charles Woodson was the last defensive and I think the only defensive player that I can even think of that ever won the Heisman Trophy. I mean, to try to compare those two is kind of asinine.
I wasn't trying to compare on that. I was just trying to catch you in the fact of saying the safeties make the corner is what I was basically referring to. I think Sherman was an A-grade player.
Not all the time. Not all the time.
Yeah.
I'm saying in certain systems, the safeties like Earl Thomas make average or above average corners much better because of their ability to take away. Again, if Sherman's got to cover too long, he was never a burner, and he doesn't have great change of direction speed. His greatest attribute was his length and strength. Because I literally watched him. Jordy Nelson's not a small dude. In that NFC Championship game, and then in 2000 that was the NFC Championship. He had that torn arm, and he literally stopped Jordy Nelson dead with one damn arm the whole game. And I watched it, and I was screaming at the screen the whole time. So I'm not taking that away. He had some great attributes. He was strong as hell, and he knew how to play press, and he was long, and he was smart. He could read a route and jump it. But once you got past those things, if you could get past those things, those other things he didn't have to give him a higher grade than a B. You know, like, and Browner had way less tools than that. It was much easier to beat Browner. That Browner didn't have the instincts of jumping routes and stuff. His game was basically press, you know, like, and that's why I gave him like a CC plus. There's just differences there. I look at things, I guess.
No, you're good. I mean, we're gonna disagree on that because I don't. My opinion on Sherman will never change. That's just me, and I know you have yours. But I mean,
oh yeah,
I know I get what you're saying on trying to go get Savage and have him for that. And I wasn't trying to knock Woodson. I love Woodson. I was just trying to kind of put it in that perspective. I felt like you were downgrading Sherman because of Thomas. I think Sherman still played at a high level regardless before he got hurt. That's just me.
It's not really because of Thomas. I just felt that Sherman probably would have been a lot. He wouldn't have been as prominent for as long as he was had he not had Thomas there for most of his career. Is the way I look at it. Where Charles Woodson had proved, you know, and a lot of these other guys, you know, like I look at Jaire Alexander. We saw last year what Jaire Alexander could do with piss poor safety help. Now you put a safety with those abilities behind him, and boy, it looks really promising. You see, you understand what I'm saying there? I guess that's kind of where I'm going. Like, there's a difference between talent that you can see that's really there when they don't have safety help, and then talent that you're not really sure about because, damn, that safety back there. Like, I'm not sure how. Like, I look back at it now, and I'm not really sure how good some of the guys really were. Like, you know, Tramon Williams. We've seen him. He's a little more limited when he doesn't have safety help because when he started to lose a step, you know, he didn't have all of his athletic abilities when he didn't have that safety help. Later
that's why
in his
Cleveland
career.
and Arizona put him in the slot, and he played better there, which was kind of making me wonder why they aren't putting him in the slot. I saw in well, they are now. I actually just looked at the 11-11 report from today, and it said he was playing in the slot with Jackson and Alexander on the outside. But before, in the beginning of OTAs, he was playing left corner with across from Alexander. It just made me kind of wonder a little bit, like, why are they?
I honestly believe Alexander should be your weapon. That whoever you want to shut down, Alexander should be assigned to him, and it doesn't have to be the number one receiver. I believe that Jackson should always play outside corner, and then I think whoever you want to put in the slot, because I believe Tramon Williams can play any of that safety, joker, any of those dime, nickel, dollar positions in the slot or wherever you want to. You know what I mean? But I honestly believe Jaire Alexander, to me, and we saw it in the Patriots game. Like, he's that guy that I think you don't want to limit him to what you do. He's your guy that you go, okay. And he's cocky enough and confident enough to take that kind of responsibility even now. Just, okay, you know what? We're sick of dude catching the ball. Jaire, go get dude. You know, like, and he can just go do his thing over there. And I think Jackson, his problem is that his best attribute is playing outside corner, and kind of like you were saying, I believe about 5 episodes or so ago, of kind of being a joker, like an outside guy, but kind of playing more of a man zone scheme, kind of a cover 3 thing where you're not truly following an inside. You kind of pass that off to your safety.
I feel he works best with his eyes on the quarterback.
Right. I've looked at it, and the more I've thought about that, that was a pretty genius take on your part, I believe.
No, not genius, just a perspective.
It was good observation.
I mean, because that's the thing. If you go watch his Iowa tape when he was doing that, he sat back on Ohio State's QB that game and just literally waited for him to release the ball and knew exactly where the routes were coming from. And it's just, I mean, I know some quarterbacks can deceive with the no look and stuff like that, like Mahomes, but not every quarterback is Mahomes. Most quarterbacks
usually did it like twice all season. Can we stop? He does it like every other play. Not you, Dave. I'm just saying people in general. It's the same meme, guys. Stop like acting like you got, you know, it's the same. Come on.
No, I was just meaning in the fact that most QBs usually give away what receiver they're going to be thrown to. Like, I mean, even the top guys right below Rodgers, I mean, I've seen Wilson do it. Wilson will stare down a receiver all day long, and I don't know how he gets away with it with DBs. Ryan does it.
Because he throws the ball 30 feet in the air.
Yeah,
like
but
he literally plays. Russell Wilson is going to, like, when I watch him play, you know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of 5th grade recess playing 500. He throws it 50 yards down the field, but it goes 140 yards because he throws it 70 yards in the air, and it takes it 5 minutes to get to where it's going. And people are trying to track the ball, and they lose it. But because all his receivers he doesn't practice, they're all like, they're used to it. Like, I mean, go look at that freaking 2-point conversion in the NFC Championship game where HaHa literally gets his feet stuck in quicksand and can't find the ball. He did that. It's like a throwback, but it goes like 5 yards across the field, but 50 yards up in the air.
No, that's just HaHa's that bad of a coverage guy. That's why.
We know that now, but
everyone, I've been saying since we drafted him, never been a HaHa fan. I didn't want him on the team. He had a lot of help in Alabama when he was there, and it covered up a lot of his problems. And I wasn't a big fan when we got him. I understand he's still, this is another touchy subject. I know some people love him because he's doing good things in the community, Wisconsin, or communities in the towns of Wisconsin. I know that. That is awesome. But as a player, some Packers fans are still backing this guy, and it blows my mind. After watching him get traded to the Redskins. No, and then now he's going to the Bears, and then Packers fans are still trying to back him up. Like Matt Ranage, I got to call you out of this. I get it. You had him on your podcast. He's a cool dude. He's got a cool personality, but he is not a good player. I'm sorry. He cannot cover a crossing route or a slant pass to save his damn life. He gives 10 yards cushion. He takes horrible angles and run defense. That's why I've seen him get stiff-armed so many times. It's just, I get it. He's a really good community guy. There's nothing wrong with that. There's plenty of community guys.
He's a great guy.
Players. Yes.
He is a great guy. He's a great guy. We're not talking about HaHa Clinton Dix, the man, the human being, the wonderful person he is, the funny dude. Like, can we, like, that, Dave, like, I'm defending you right now, Dave, because it's ridiculous, because I know you've gotten blowback and you probably get blowback. He is not speaking about the person. We're talking about him on the field, and that's specifically it. That's all. He's a wonderful dude. We all, like, I would invite the dude over to my barbecue. We'd probably get along. Like, I've seen enough of his videos and seen enough of what he does. He does seem like an awesome guy.
He wants to be a judge at the
but
NFL.
He's not a good football player.
That is not the best role model. He's a great role model. Like, to go and finish school and still play NFL. Like, that's a great role model for these young kids. But the thing is, if you're going to specifically look at his football play, Packers fans, if you're riding his bandwagon still, please get off before it crashes, because I'm telling you, the Bears are going to bench him by week 4. They're going to see why the Redskins benched him after they traded for him. They gave up a 4th-round draft pick that we used to go up and get Darnell Savage last year.
Yes. Minute left, Dave. Close us out.
Close us out. All right. I got to say it. We're getting that close to football again, getting that funny feeling. And today is the honorary number 92 days left of football. Mr. Reggie White. Oh, my God. I love seeing all his stuff today and watching those hump move highlights. Whew. But you know what, folks? We're starting to get in the thick of things again, getting those OTAs going. We'll start getting in the mini camps. We're going to start seeing things form a lot more and a lot more plans develop. I cannot wait. Jay, I know you can't wait either.
I cannot wait for football, because I am ready for some football. Follow us on the Twitter. It is at First and Goal Pod. We are on Spreaker, Soundcast, Spotify, SoundCloud,
Tumblr,
Twitter, YouTube, Tumblr, Facebook, at First and Goal 33. Go Pack Go. Thank you.